I feel like our conversations are always one, very genuine.
Hmm.
And I also appreciate so much the luxury of having you as my friend. Um, I feel like every time we talk, I learn something from you. And I feel like you balance me out because you are very kind and compassionate and positive, and I am very negative, sarcastic,
But
mean.
your sarcasm and your cleverness take me to another realm that I don't have and that I continually laugh at and giggle at all the time. Is what
I
makes
think
it
we're really
smile.
good for each other.
I just think we complement each other.
Yeah, definitely. Wait, so tell me how things went yesterday. You got a lot accomplished.
What was yesterday? I don't even fucking remember.
I don't know.
I don't,
It's
I,
just been a minute since I've
yeah,
seen you.
it has been a minute, but everything is good. My husband came back to town, which he had been
Oh,
gone
nice.
for like 7 or 8 days. So now it's like, whenever he would go and come back, it's like
Mhm.
it's almost a roller coaster, of emotions. And I know you know that because of the history for you and your family all of these last years.
Yeah.
So it really does require a lot of flip flopping, a lot of roller coaster riding, a lot of emotional up and down. And the emotional part of it is what I feel like I'm now getting a hold of. Like for a long time, especially when my daughter was young, it was hard. And again, I know you relate to that because you've gone through something very similar to that, probably even worse than mine, and with 3 kids.
It's
So,
no, it's different now that my kids are adults, but I do remember not so much deployments, but workups where like they're training for their deployment and the hubs would be gone 3 days, back for one, gone 7 days, back for two. And it felt like he was gone long enough so that we could get into a routine and just get shit done. And then coming back, it's Disney Dad, and it's nothing new to you. Do you feel like it's easier now that Shady is older?
yes, absolutely,
Yes.
100%. And I know that for most women, this is going to resonate because women of our age, because, you've got the whole, I only had one, we had one, you have three. It's like for me now, she's 19. And not only it just, I dove into that quietness, the stillness, the peacefulness when there was no one now in the house. She's off to work,
Mhm.
he's out of town. It just started to work really well to me. Now, in the beginning, I used to cry when he left. I would cry being alone with our daughter when she was a toddler. I would, and I know again, you resonate with this because we've shared stories before. So, but now I find myself really leaning into that space and leaning into that time, and I am sucking it up. Like, I don't care if I sleep at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't care if I get up and smoke a joint whenever I wake up, or if I'm munching or having,
Yeah.
something to eat at midnight. Whatever that looks like, I don't care, and I don't guilt myself over it. Well, I don't guilt myself about 85% of the time. I'm still working on that
Because
1%.
yeah, because Shady is radically self-reliant. When when you when you talked about crying when he was gone, was it because you were overwhelmed? Was it because you missed him? All
All
of
of
the
the above.
above?
All of the above. But for both of us, I'm married 20 years. You're 25,
33.
33. Holy shit. Yes. So there you go. I wanted to say 30 and then I'm like, but wait. Okay. Yeah. So, uh, a lot's
You
changed.
know,
We've moved into different chapters in our lives and we've we've gotten, I have to say, I have become more self-reliant in practicing what I always preached to our daughter, which was be independent, be strong, be this, be that. But for a long time, I wasn't. And for a long time, I just tried to hide it, cry in the closet, cry, wherever. So, but yeah, I think it's really important for people to know that they're not alone with that either. And that, our stories are just two of, millions and millions of women that I think are going through what we've been through and what we continue to go through, because it's not perfect now still, whether it's an
You
argument
know what?
or, yeah.
So I handled things very differently, and I wish I could go back and do things a different way. But when Hubs one would leave, I would just shut down emotionally. I think it started with the workups, but in my head, I just had to make plans as if he was not going to be there. And if he did manage to come along, great. But it shut me down emotionally too. If every time he deployed, it was this sweeping Celine Dion goodbye, then I
I
couldn't do
feel
that.
that.
I mean, the reunions are amazing, and girl, I will fall into a rabbit hole about people coming back from deployment and seeing them like surprising their kids, or oh my god, when they reunite with their dogs. Oh my god, I
The
love
dog
that.
thing really gets me.
I love that, but I had to just kind of just shut down and make myself not care and just focus on what I could manage. Um, and now I'm going to choke up. I'm sorry. I've been reflecting on just, I don't know. I'm beating myself up about the choices I've made. And I feel like that's new. And I think it is part of menopause, but I know I was put on this earth to have these three children and raise these humans to adulthood. I know that without a fact. I just wonder if I did enough.
Oh, girl, you know what? Now we have to let everybody know that there was a period of time where you or I didn't speak and we weren't
Yeah,
together. And that was in the time that you're talking about,
yeah,
because you're a little bit further along than I was. I was still at 38 out there, going and doing before I got pregnant, and you were already in. I don't know at that point what that puts with, the children, but I do know that that was one of the biggest things when you and I got back together and started rekindled our friendship. And by the way, one that I never felt I lost, I was just missing you.
exactly, exactly.
I just missed you. And then when I learned all the things that you had been going through, and then the little stories, seeped, and my heart would ache for you and burn for you, because I'm telling you right now, I would be either, I would have taken my life or I would have been in a sane asylum. I would have, just more than one child. That's all it would have took for me, much less
Yeah,
going,
no, well,
you know.
so filling in some of those blanks, I have more children than you do. You have more marriages than I do. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I had three babies in 3 years. I was pregnant with my second baby at our first anniversary. So there was never a time when the night Hubs came back from its deployment was the night our first child was born. So we never lived together. And I gotta say, I was not a good military spouse. I am not a good military spouse. I have too much anxiety, too I think I'm a lot. I'm a lot. I don't like moving all the time. I don't like joining in the reindeer games. I will also say that living on the different bases is the best thing I could have done for my kids. I mean, they always share amazing memories of their childhood, and um, that that helps. And I need to focus on that. Like, we have raised amazing humans.
Girl, your children are so special and so spectacular.
And Shady is a motherfucking rock star. So I know we did the best we could. It's made me also revisit my relationship with my mom and that whole journey. And I know you're going through something that I never will have a chance to go through, where you have an aging mother and you don't live in the same state. I know we're just piling a lot on the plate right now, but I'm looking forward to having conversations about all of this and filling in the blanks from the time that we couldn't talk all the time.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And let's not forget, I knew your mother. I worked
That's
with
right.
your
That's how we
mother.
met. That's
Yeah.
how we met.
So that's
Yeah,
how you and I became
that's
girl,
right.
I fell in love with you and your handwriting and your pictures and your short red bob haircut. Just
Oh
as
my God.
dude, I just could not get enough. It would be a problem.
So we have worked together. You were in the district office. I was on the Hill. Then you moved to DC and we lived together. We've had all kinds of jobs together, vacations together, adventures.
Adventures together.
Hell yes. And I feel like we are cut from the same cloth. Definitely. Definitely.
100%. And we're totally different, but yet we are the same cloth. 100%.
Yes. And you know what? Our quilt is crazy, girl. I mean, when you think about the things that we've done and like the whole spectrum of adventures, I'm glad we're still alive. I'm glad we're not in jail. I'm glad that there's nobody who wants to actively murder us. But having said that, I do think that the disguises are important because we want to be able to say things and still protect the innocent and also protect the not so innocent. So I think this is a great platform to do that.
Yeah.
And wait, to keep things light or maybe just wrap up with something light, I made a list of questions.
Oh,
So I was thinking,
could
uh,
you make my questions too? Because you know I suck at that shit. Can
no, you write your own questions or write it in your phone and just read them to me. But I'm going to, like, as we've been discussing this,
mm-hmm.
I've been just writing down, you know me, random
So
shit,
good,
and I
so
got to write
smart.
it on paper.
Yep.
So I thought we could just pick a question and use it as a topic of discussion. Some of them are just yes, no. You don't have to, if you don't want to answer it, regardless of what the question is, just say no, and we'll just tear that shit up. Okay. You want to do a dip? I wrote it. Oh, also, since we're trying to manifest prosperity, I wrote it on the back of Monopoly money.
Oh my, see, girl, this is just another reason why you are second level. You are like, who? That's fucking genius.
Wait, no.
Monopoly money, notes is monopoly money. This is
Yeah.
incredible.
Well, I have them because I made a lampshade out of them, and it's a whole different, yeah, it's a whole different thing. I'll show you a project later, but okay. This one says, oh, and it's worth $500 of non-existent funds. When was the last time you got a speeding ticket?
Las Vegas, probably about 2008.
Shut
In
up.
in a I had a Passat, a gray silver Passat that I got while I was living in LA. And when I met my husband, I used to be like, yeah, it's a Volkswagen V6 turbo. They didn't even need the V6 turbo, but
You have
I was
always
really
been
in
into
love
cars.
with that car. But okay, so going back, and I remember getting pulled over on St. Rose Parkway in Las Vegas. And girl, we had nothing. We literally were down to absolutely nothing. And I hadn't had a job in a long time. This is kind of a story, but hadn't had a job in a long time. And I had been out to the M Hotel thinking, okay, I'll go bartend. I'll start this, I'll start that. Shalom was very young, 2 years old, probably, no money, in a bad situation. And I got pulled over I was going fast. And I said to the cop, I said, look, straight up point blank, I was speeding. I'm trying to get home to my daughter, who's a toddler. I've been trying to get a job for the first time in I can't tell you how many years. I'm super stressed out. And you know what? He said, you know what? I I sympathize with you. I get that. And
Oh my
he literally let me go.
gosh.
So I didn't technically get a ticket, but that was the last time I got pulled over.
I love that. I
Mm-hmm.
love that. I'm so
And
proud of you
and
for being a safe driver now.
to back one more story up with that, Vern, I had during the first probably year to year and a half, and this is gonna sound so like blah pretentious, but it's not. Like I had this cute, adorable lady from Guatemala who was staying would come and stay at the house with us.
Mhm.
Our daughter was very hard in the beginning, but I she had to ride a bus. She had to ride the bus, and I would go get her at the bus stop. Some
Oh
days I
my
would go all the
God.
way to North Las Vegas and pick her up. But one day we both were short on time. I'm trying to get her to the bus stop, which is probably about a 10-minute drive from the house, speeding again. And uh, or that actually, this was probably before that last, the one we just talked about, but got pulled over by a female cop. And
Mhm.
I told her, I said, I know I was speeding. You can give me a ticket. My only thought was be safe, but get her to this bus because she already has a hour and a half bus ride to get all, back home. And if she missed it, she was going to have to stay for at least 2 or 3 hours, whatever the next bus was, because we were out in a rural area at the time. So the cop once again said, girl, you go get on that bus and you slow down and go home and be safe. And
Oh
again,
my God.
so you know what, that's something good to reflect upon too, is that there are plenty, even people in higher, levels of the law go through shit too. We all go through shit. So
Yeah.
I love that sharing and just being honest sometimes is the best way to, combat those things. You're going to get a ticket, you're going to get a ticket, but I at least need you to know I'm going through some shit right now. I'm trying my best. It's for a good cause. It's not, so I can get to the bar and have a drink, which is what I wish it would have been.
Okay, here's a question.
Okay, wait,
When is
wait.
the
What about you?
um
When's the last time you had a speeding ticket?
it's been a minute, but I had to go to one of those classes. It was 2 days. And it's a
Two
defensive.
days? You couldn't get that shit done online?
No. And I was at the time I was managing a restaurant. I was the oldest person in there by a good uh, 25 years and 20 years. And two of my staff were there in the class with me. And I kept stepping out to try to, and this is before smartphones. This is, you know, all text,
Oh,
trying
it has
to,
been a minute.
yeah, trying to maintain the restaurant. And I got yelled at and I had to be moved to the front of the class. Yeah, but then,
Followed you all the way to defensive driving.
yeah, wait. So, I mean, was there smartphones? I'm so bad with technology. I know I didn't have one. But then I got a letter a year later saying, congratulations, your probation has been finished. I had gone a year without getting a speeding ticket, and that was a pretty big deal. So, do you know when you live on the base? I mean, uh, it's been a minute, but when you would get pulled over, you had to show your military ID, your driver's license, and they would contact your husband.
What?
Contact your husband,
Excuse me?
not not just your husband. And I might be wrong about contacting your husband, but I know they would a notification would show up on his commanding officer's desk. I know. I know. And you wonder why I hated living.
Mm-mm,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This, I know there's another question in there that ties into all of this. And it was kind of like, tell me how old you are without telling me how old you are. But I, knowing your personality, I already know the answer to this. Uh, did you ever drive a minivan?
Fuck no. Fuck no.
You remember, just like a few weeks ago, you were trying to sell the Land Rover, and I was like, "What about a Subaru?" I'm
No,
sorry.
you told me I needed a Subaru. Like, no,
I'm
not on
sorry, I
God's green
forgot
earth
about
would
your.
I ever drive a Subaru. And not saying you should, I think they're amazing cars. I think
Yeah.
they're very sustainable. They're very, you know, yes, they're amazing cars, but that's not the reason. You're right. My personality, for some stupid, burnt reason in my brain, I come from a bloodline of badass. And
Oh yeah.
I must maintain the badassery even at this really ridiculous age to where it kind of doesn't go anymore, but I don't even care because it is so ingrained in me, you know, through my brother, through the blood, through our last name, through the town we grew up in, you know, Texas. It's all there, girl. So, yeah, no, it wouldn't have been a minivan ever.
And
But
you,
I do know you had a minivan.
I did. I
I
did.
know you did.
I've
But
had more than one.
you
Yeah,
know what? Fair enough, though. You had three to carry around. I only had
I
one.
did. You know, we were based in Camp Lejeune, and I bought a Jeep. And it was old and used. It was a manic state, but I don't regret it. Bought a minivan, and when I would get home from work, I would put all the kids in their bathing suits, pack us up. I had three car seats in the back of that minivan. I mean, in the back of the Jeep.
The Jeep.
And we would drive out to the beach, and we would eat dinner there, and then shower and put them right in their pajamas, put them back in the minivan. I mean, back in the Jeep, and drive home. And the kids called it parade because, oh, and we would listen to, oh, I feel so bad about this. We
Were they
listened to
doing
kids.
like this in the back as you guys
Well,
are?
you know, thing two said, I said, why do you call it parade? And she said, everybody waves to us. We would listen to Kid Rock. I mean, just Rob Zombie, just whatever we loved, and sing at the top of our lungs. And so that parade, that's one of their favorite memories too. And I would probably get pulled over for doing that now, but I don't regret it. So
I
yes,
would not regret because I really think those are the moments that are so formable and what made your kids who they are.
yeah.
That is badassery right there. And you know what? Just going to the minivan thereafter, that's just out of necessity and because I'm tired of this shit. I have to make it as easy as possible for me and my kids
Yes.
right now. I get it.
Yeah, I'm old as fuck. That's what everybody drove. When you got kids, you got a minivan, you know? So yeah, tell me how old you are without telling me how old you are. I drove a
I'll,
minivan.
even if I, you'll never catch me in a minivan ever.
I
Like,
know.
that is
I
not.
know. You've always loved cars. You've always loved motorcycles.
Yep.
That,
And
as
now
long
a
as I've known
bicycle that
you.
looks like a motorcycle.
What was it you drove when you were driving from Texas to Maryland?
Your house. I had a
You have
black
a
Grand Am.
that's right.
A black 1991, I think, Grand Am, or 1990 Grand Am. It was my first
I
new car
remember.
ever.
Oh,
Didn't even have it like 6 weeks. And I pulled out this girl that I absolutely hated. We were working in the office for the congressman, but there was a girl that I hated, and my town is so small. So I knew everybody, everybody knew me. And that bitch was driving down the street in front of me. And I was so pissed off that I was seeing her that
yeah.
I took out in front of her. And when I did, there was a red light right there. And I ran the red light because I wasn't even focused on that. I was so blindly focused on this chick. And I don't even know who she is today. How messed up is that? Like, I can't even tell you. But I remember whenever I looked up and I got crushed, soda can went through. Anyway, yeah.
Oh shit.
So I wrecked that car right away. It didn't last too long. Girl,
Were
we
you
got the
hurt?
stories, huh?
Right? Were you hurt?
No, maybe a little bit in my neck, maybe a little bit in my back. I definitely, my feelings were hurt.
Wait, did she have to stop or did she keep on going?
Yeah, she had to like push on her brakes,
Oh
and
shit.
it wasn't her that hit me. It was the car from the other way, turning, that turned right into me. So
But after, like after the accident, did she stop or did she keep on going?
yeah, I think she kept on going.
Thank
I
God.
don't
Thank
remember.
God she didn't have to make a statement.
No shit. Well, she probably left knowing that she don't want no part of that because again,
What if you
sometimes
ran
I
into
just
her?
get in my own way, you know? It's like that
Yeah.
don't give a attitude. It'll get you
So,
sometimes.
you know what? I, my sister and I, um, she reached out and said that my high school reunion is coming up. And I won't say what year, but um, part of I'm surprised they still do that now with social media and all of that. But um, they have a day, like a Saturday night, where everybody from that high school just gets together. And I went probably 20 years ago, 15 years ago, and it was fun. But she's coming up for that. And I have been having nightmares
I'm sure I get it.
ever since. I mean, just thinking about what a garbage human. Oh my, wait, okay, here's a question. Did you get to graduate with your class?
Oh, girl, we're gonna have to save this for a different
All
time.
right. Okay, we're gonna press pause on that. I'm
Just
writing it
because,
down.
girl, that's a whole story and another, like that's really one of the highlights of my life. And
Really?
I would love to tell the story because it is very, again, you know, for just a little girl in Southeast Texas, it was a moment for me, not exactly my graduation, but what happened right after the graduation. So I graduated a year later anyway. So
Got
that's,
it. All right.
that's
Tune in later for more information on that, and we'll address that in episode 2.
or 10 or 20 or
Right.
whatever it comes up
Or
again.
maybe no. A mess. I'm a mess. Okay, I have one more thing to show you. I have a million things to show you, but this is what this is the latest weird shit that I love to buy weird
I
shit.
know, and I love that.
It is an addiction, but I am still there. Okay, first of all, I love this because it says, this is a set, do not separate. Look what's in here. You're gonna die. It's wiggly crabs.
What is it?
They're,
Crabs?
yeah, they're little
Did
tiny, like
those come from
jiggly,
OC, hun?
right? Down the ocean, hon. And
Oh,
there's probably 100 of them
and
in
that's
this
what they
box.
don't want you to separate.
No, what the fuck? Don't
That
separate.
is so cute.
I know. I'm gonna put some in a jar and send them to my sister as a surprise.
I love that.
Yeah, I love to collect little tiny things. Um, and I was thinking about that whole Marie Kondo bullshit. If you hold on to something and if it does not bring you joy, set it free. I think I want to add a step to it.
Did you
It,
call her Grace or Maria? It's Maria Kondo. Did you call her Grace Kondo or just Kondo?
I don't
I
know,
thought you
Maria
said Grace
Kondo,
Kondo.
whoever, whatever, whatever. I'm going to say before you let it go, try putting it in a jar. What makes you happier than a box of crabs? Oh, I don't know. Maybe a decorative jar of crabs. Maybe a cheese dome of crabs. Here is a jar of tiny ducks.
Fucking amazing.
OCD?
I
Probably.
tell you, there's nobody like you. That you bring so much joy to my life. So every one of those little things, I just think are that is it's joy. It's pure joy.
You know what? That's how I'm going to justify it. You know what? This cost me $7. Thank you, Amazon. How many? How many do you want? And act surprised when they come in the mail. I just think that's awesome. Wouldn't you love to just open an unexpected package and there is
A
a
squiggle
jar with,
wiggly crab.
and look, they have like one crab, one thing is large and one thing is little, and it looks like he's giving you the finger.
It's exactly what I was gonna say. I could see the finger flash
I
there.
love it. And they match the decor. So he's gonna just
That
live
you
right
are
there.
a goddess of. Your
Yeah.
creativity is next level.
You are, look at your freaking bathroom.
Guess who helped me with my bathroom?
That was fun. We are a good team.
We are an amazing team. I love it.
Well, that was my one weird thing of the day. I am going to separate it. Don't tell Amazon.
Oh, and then send it back?
No, send it to my
Oh.
sister. I'm keeping some. You're gonna get a nice surprise. And my sister is gonna get some. By the time she sees this, she'll already have it.
I think I'll put little crabs on the
I
wall,
love it. I
right?
just love them. Or just hide them random places.
Hide them
Or
random places.
so wait, okay. Thing three was the first of mine to have a baby. And they have a house and it is precious. It's about 3 hours from here. The first time I went to visit, I got all of these little things, treasures to hide all over the house. And I put them on like door hinges and all of this. Can I just tell you, I'm new to this grandma thing. Huge choking hazard, insanely dangerous. Thing three about near murdered me. And she's still, I'll get a text like, what the actual fuck? And she'll have a handful of little rainbow colored ducks or dogs or unicorns.
I'm with you though. I would have never thought that, and I'm just gloating in the fact that how fucking cool you are because you did that.
Surprise.
That's amazing. But listen, what followed? Do you remember how maybe I don't know if this is where that came from, but do you remember? Okay, your house on the staircase with all the googly eyes on the pictures.
Yes, I do remember.
I think you have this. This is a thing for you. It's
Oh,
like
I love gluing things to other things. That is so fun for me. It's so fun. Or just embellishing anything, anything. A lampshade. Let's put Monopoly money on it. Let's put lottery tickets on it. Let's I don't know. I don't know. But I'm always gonna like, I want more. I want more. I want more. Is it smart? No. Is it an effective use of my time? Also, no. Am I going to stop anytime soon and face my problems? Fuck no. Fuck no. Next. What is the last thing you bought on Amazon?
that was just last night, and that was a few things, but one, I'm trying to let go of all the plastic in my house, like for food, for eating in the kitchen or whatever. I'm trying to
Did
get
you
rid.
try putting it in a jar first?
Yeah, so
Sorry. Sorry.
wanted to
Okay, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
So I wanted to take, and I hate using the microwave, but I do because I'm lazy. But the cover for the microwave for whatever
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
cooking, they always come in silicone or plastic or
yeah.
whatever. So I got a glass one last night. Yeah,
Ooh,
it's to cover with because I don't want that leaching into the food anymore.
yeah.
And I also got a hurricane. I think they call it the shark though, but it's had a hurricane, like a hurricane was happening, and that's what sold me. But to clean up all the bird seed and stuff around,
Oh, a vacuum, like a vacuum?
yeah, like a
Got it.
handheld one, so I can just
Yeah,
go.
yeah. You know
What
what I
about
got?
you?
Um, besides the big bag of plastic things, um, I ordered a microphone so we can play Name That Crunch.
My
Yeah,
all-time
it's back. Yeah, so we can play Name That Crunch. We got to work out the details. I'm not good with all of this technology, but I am good at snacks. So
So
hold your
you
butt because
have
we're going to
no
play.
idea how much
Yeah.
the
The
cute
next time I see you, we will play Name That Crunch.
Okay, that sounds good. So
Excellent.
we have a lot to look forward to. Whoop, whoop.
I love
And I
you.
will
I'm
get a
so proud of
stable,
you for doing
some
this.
kind of stability going on here. I have the setup, but doesn't matter. The fact is we're here. We showed up.
We
We
did
got
this.
to
Woo!
doing it. My heart feels so good and so happy right now,
Me too.
having just been watching you for the last whatever it is and reminiscing. And
I feel like I did all the talking. I love you. I
I
love you
love
so
you.
much, James. All right, tomorrow, you want to do the same time?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Tomorrow the same. Tomorrow at 4.
Yep, that sounds
Before.
great. Yeah, I love it. All
Okay.
right, get our names out of there.
Bye
Good night, Mama.
bye. I love you.